Hey, what's going on YouTube? Alabama Reloader here. So today is the day. It is upon us. And it's Thursday. It's not garbage day. It's not recycle day. It's not go pay your taxes day. I feel like we pay those every day. But today is the day. It's the reveal of the brand new 7mm cartridge for the channel. New project we got going on. It's one that the guys and gals that have been around this channel for a while, you know that I had two 7mm barrels. Shout out to Accuracy First. Really appreciate him hooking me up with these. I paid him for them, but he gave me a good deal on them. Two 7mm barrel blanks. I picked them up. It's been a while back now. The first one we turned into a 280 Ackley Improved, which you guys have, of course, seen here on the channel quite a bit. I've covered that cartridge a lot. That thing shoots amazing, and so I had the work done for that rifle. I had the work done by Heavy Precision in Huntsville, Alabama. Shout out to those guys. Levi, that dude is amazing at what he does. He's also an amazing PRS shooter, by the way. Go check him out. He's up there. So he did the work on that 280 Ackley Improved. It was a Tikka 270 Winchester, and of course he rebarreled everything, and it shoots amazing. You guys have seen that now for quite a while on the channel. But I had that other 7mm barrel sitting around in the closet and trying to come up with ideas and what do I want the cartridge to be and all of these things. I thought 7mm 08 for quite a while, but just because I really like that cartridge. But you know, with all the new 7mm that are out there, and you know, kind of 7PRC is very sort of enticing. That's something that's an awesome cartridge. The 7 Backcountry now, I mean, like, man, there's a lot of good 7mm options. 7 Wisdom even. You guys have seen some of the stuff I've done on that cartridge, albeit very brief, but you saw some of the stuff I did on that cartridge. That's a hot rod. But what I ended up going with was, oh, wait, I'm on the wrong page. The 7x57mm Mauser. Yeah, buddy. Look at this guy. Huh? That's exciting, right? I mean, is that not blowing your hair back right now, guys? All the new whiz-bang 7mm options that exist. I mean, a 7 Rim Mag would be massively new compared to when this cartridge was designed and adopted. So why did I pick 7x57mm Mauser? Shout out to our European brethren. They're gonna love this. Just because I wanted to. That's what I wanted to do. It's an interesting cartridge in my opinion. And I don't know, I think it's still a very viable option for the hunting and shooting that I do. So I think that's really where the rubber meets the road, right? It's like, do I need a super high speed, low drag 7mm cartridge? No. So again, which is why 708 was very enticing. I almost went that route. But just looking around at some 7mm options, this one I kept reading about, and it just, I don't know. Something about it, I was like, you know what? I want to go with the 7 Mauser. So what's really cool about this cartridge is it's basically like 133 years old. So it was designed and adopted in 1892. 1892. Yeah, so Spain adopted this cartridge as a military option back in 1893, actually, I believe is when, so it was designed in 1892, it was adopted by Spain, I believe in 1893. And you can see here, Sierra's got a good write-up. It was, originally it was designed 173 grain round nose bullet going about 2,300 feet per second. Now, a couple of things to make note of when you're talking about the 7 Mauser. One is this guy, WDM Caramojo Bell. I don't know. That's the name that Sierra lists in their manual. The dude killed over 1,000 elephants. Oh, it says he took a large percentage of the 1,000+ elephants killed during his ivory hunting career. He took those elephants with this cartridge, 7mm Mauser. Now, it is called the 275 Rigby over there. That is kind of one of the things you have to be aware of. Like when you get into this cartridge, it's kind of a couple of different names thrown out there. But it was widely used, probably still is, over in Europe, Africa, that type of stuff. 7 Mauser is pretty popular, or at least it was at one time. And then the other interesting thing to note is that during the Spanish-American War, Spaniards were basically dropping a hammer on us with this cartridge right here, because we were running around with the 30-40 Krag, and let's see, yeah. So we had the 30-40 Krag. It had been adopted in 1892, so basically the same year that this cartridge was designed. But most U.S. troops, they were still armed with the trapdoor 4570 Springfield. And the 7 Mauser, see, it was compared to rapid fire, flat trajectory and rapid fire capabilities compared to the Springfield. It was a deadly little Mauser, made a lasting impression on U.S. troops who faced it in combat. So much so that this cartridge, I believe I read somewhere where this was kind of like what really spurred the 30-03, which then of course turned into the 30-06. Like it was all, a lot of that stemmed from us getting our teeth kicked in by this little guy, right? Which is just interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting piece of history. So, but it's a really cool cartridge, really neat. It's not gonna blow your hair back. It's not anything to write home about in terms of performance at all. But again, for the hunting and shooting that I do, I'm gonna go hunt some whitetails, some hogs and that type of stuff. I think we'll be able to get the job done with this particular rifle. So I'll show you the rifle here in a minute, but Sierra's got some load data. There's plenty of load data from all the usual suspects. They go from 100 grain bullet up to, let's see, they got 120s going 3,000 feet per second. They got 130s. These are Match Keys going 2,900 feet per second. 140s, which is probably, I would say maybe a little more of the sweet spot for hunting, for the hunting I want to do. They go up to 2,800 with that. That Sierra Hollow Point Game King, I bet that would just be devastating on some whitetail. 150, they go up to 2,800 as well. 160, they show 2,700, getting up to 2,700 feet per second with the 160s. 165 and 168, so you got the tipped Game King. They've got data for it, the new tipped Game King bullet. They go up to 2,700 feet per second, and then it ends there and switches over to the 284 Winchester. So they go up to the 165, 168. You can find other load data. Hornady, I think Barnes has load data, Hodgson, that type of stuff. So that's the cartridge. I chose it because it's just what I wanted to do. Now let's get into the rifle itself. It's really not much to look at and or write home about. Same thing as the cartridge. This is a Remington 700. This is an older Remington 700 stock and action. This was actually the 270 Winchester. You guys saw it very briefly on the channel. I believe this is just an older Remington 700 ADL. No bottom metal or anything like that, so it's just a top feed. Let's see. Yeah, so the best looking part of this entire rig, obviously, is the barrel. It's a K&P barrel, if I remember right. It's a 1-in-8 twist, maybe. Accuracy first. Help a brother out. Drop a comment below if I know you remember the twist rate on this barrel, and I'm sure I've asked you in the past. I can go back through our messages and try to find it, but I believe it's a 1-in-8 twist barrel. Could be wrong about that, but check this out. Those guys at Heavy Precision, I told you, Levi is the man. Look at that Alabama Reloader logo right there on the side. That's pretty sweet, 7x57. And then of course he's got Heavy Precision over here on this side. And if you're interested in having some work done by Levi over at Heavy Precision, reach out to Mr. Big Guns. in Huntsville, Alabama. So they operate out of the same storefront. So they kind of have a partnership with this endeavor as far as rifle building, chambering, custom gunsmith type stuff, whatever you need, custom gun building, whatever you need, give those guys a call. They can get you in touch with him, and then you can go from there. But great guys down there. And this is now the third rifle that I've had them. Second one that I've had Levi chamber for me, but the third one that I've actually had them do work on. The other one was the Mauser, right? The Remington 700 CDL that I converted from 243 Winchester to 6.5 Creedmoor. So the plan for this whole setup, I picked up a worn Vapor pick rail and some low rings. This is just a cheaper, sort of more budget-oriented worn lineup of stuff. So I'm gonna get that mounted up. I've already cleaned this thing. I've scrubbed the barrel down, so we're good to go there. I'm actually gonna use this stuff to kick it off. This is some normal whitetail, 150 grains. So we'll establish a baseline, just kind of factory performance. We'll get everything zeroed, set up with the scope, and then, you know, kind of give at least a halfway decent idea of how this stuff is gonna group. It'll be the first 20 shots down the barrel, but still, it'll kind of give us some sort of a baseline, plus we'll have 20 pieces of normal brass if we want to use it. Not many folks making factory ammunition for this stuff, or at least not really a lot in stock. So I just went ahead and went with the Norma. Reloading components, obviously 7mm bullets are everywhere now because 7mm is the new craze. That's everybody's new thing that they want to jump on as far as the diameter of the cartridge that they want to own or load for. So 7mm bullets are massively plentiful. Brass, on the other hand, not as much. I ended up going with Mauser. I bought 2 boxes of their premium brass. They come in 50 count boxes. Not the cheapest option, right? But it's great brass. This will actually be the first time I've ever used or purchased or used their premium brass that comes in those little cardboard boxes, and the stuff is already prepped, chamfered, deburred, flash holes deburred. Like it's the stuff is prepped, ready to go right out of the box. This is the first time I've used that particular brass. We're gonna throw the Burris. This is the 5th gen full field 2 to 8 by 35 scope on there, and that's just because it's the only 1-inch tube scope I've got laying. Actually, it's the only extra scope I've got laying around at this point. So that is the project. That is the reason behind the project. This is why the project exists, just because that's what I wanted. Oh, another detail about the barrel. It's almost 24.25 inches long. That's the other thing too. That's what's nice about working with Levi. You know, you just tell him what you want and he makes it happen. And I was like, hey, make the barrel with the blank and everything, whatever you gotta do, just please make the barrel as long as possible. We're at 24.25 inches, just shy of a 1/4 inch. He did go ahead and I asked him to bed the action into the stock, so we're good to go there. Again, this is an older Remington 700, so could I have went with some nicer action? Sure. Could I go with a nicer stock? Sure. Do I really care? No. So we're gonna throw everything together, assemble it all, and then go hit the range, try out this normal whitetail, see how it does. My plan is to load up a bunch of those Federal 175 grain tipped fusion bullets. Again, I want to get about 100 rounds on the barrel. That's sort of that's the number that seems to be making its way through the YouTube comment section on a lot of videos. People don't believe in a barrel break-in, but they'll give you a quantity of shots that you need to shoot before you need to start serious load development. So I don't know what you call that other than a barrel break-in. For some reason, people, it's so funny. People get all worked up when you put that string of words in a sentence in that sequence, barrel break-in. For whatever reason, it just, I don't know, it grinds people's gears, I guess, which is funny. because then those are the same people that are going to be like, it's not a barrel break-in. You don't break in your barrel. There's no reason to break in your barrel. But you really need to put about 100 to 150 rounds down the barrel before you do any serious load development. Because if you're doing serious load development before you do that, you're wasting your time. So you're saying, I do need a barrel break-in. I didn't say that. You can't say that. It's like, okay, call it whatever you want. That's the plan. I'm going to run these 20 down the barrel, and then after that, come back, shoot some of those Federal 175 grain tipped fusions, see how those do. Again, they're probably gonna be going pretty slow, but just I've got some of those extras where I weight sorted them, and I've got kind of some outliers, right? There's a pretty big range of bullet weights in that whole box that I segregated. So I just want to burn through some of those, some of the outliers, get those down the barrel, again, get about 100, 150 rounds on it, and then we'll circle back, start some serious load development, and see how it goes. So you guys stay tuned. Just like the 280 Ackley Improved, there's going to be a mountain of videos on this guy. Really looking forward to it. Again, shout out to Levi. I can't say thank you enough. And accuracy first. That's where the barrel came from. Otherwise, we'll be sitting here looking at just a stock with an action. So that's it. That's where we're going to leave it. Hope you guys enjoyed the reveal. Probably, I guarantee you, this is probably like a massive letdown for quite a bit of people. They're probably going, man, I wonder what 7mm super awesome cartridge he's going to load it in. And come to find out, it's 133 years old that no one really chambers for anymore. But we're going to have some fun. So that's it. That's where we're going to leave it. Really hope you guys have enjoyed it. And just come follow along. Y'all have a good one. We'll catch you next time.